Companionship is not limited to tangible company. By this, I specifically mean company that can be touched physically. The thoughts we meditate on, the books we read, the social media exposure, the television shows we watch are all different ways we can choose to keep company with something or someone. As we read through Paul's epistle to Philemon, one thing is very obvious. Paul and Philemon were not in the same location. However, thoughts of Philemon kept running through the mind of Paul as he penned this epistle to Philemon. Amen. Paul refers to Philemon as my good friend and companion in this work. When we read Philemon chapter 1 verse 1a from the Message translation, that's what it tells us. Paul calls him my good friend and companion in this work. When we refer to like-minded companionship, we simply mean keeping company with someone who has similar goals and interests as you. Amen. This is very obvious in Paul's statement when he says, my good friend and companion in this work. By implication, they are together for a reason. They worked together, and in this case, for kingdom purposes. One of Paul's responsibilities was to plant churches, and one of the churches planted was in Philemon's house. That is why when you read Philemon chapter 1 verse 2b, according to the New King James Version, it says, and to the church in your house. Amen. And to the church in your house, referring to Philemon's house. Amen. So by implication, it was not idle companionship. Amen. It wasn't an idle companionship relationship. The goals were clear. There was a vision and possibly a mission. When they met, I believe they had a platform for communication. I believe it was almost unlikely for Paul and Philemon to have a conversation and not mention the well-being of the church in terms of probably problem solving, goal setting, and how to make changes in order to benefit the church and more. Now, there are great benefits in like-minded companionship because the returns are even greater. My encouragement to you today is this: purposefully keep company with like-minded people. Amen. Purposefully keep company with like-minded people. The question that may arise is this: if indeed I am a brother's keeper, should I not care about the well-being of my brethren who are perishing? Yes, indeed, you should care. You should care, and I would say there are skillful approaches that you can all use to make that companionship beneficial to both parties. Relate with knowledge, and by so doing, you will know which skill should be implemented in the relationship. There are many relationship skills available to us, and I'll mention a few as seen in the book of Jude. Jude chapter 1 verse 22 to 23. I'll read from the New International Version. It says, be merciful to those who doubt, save others by snatching them from the fire. To others show mercy, mixed with fear, hating even the clothing stained by corrupted flesh. Amen. Now, the background of Jude is that he was writing to the church and the Christian community that had been secretly invaded by false teachers. So he was advising them on how to relate with the unbelievers in that setting. So he said, be merciful to those who doubt, save others by snatching them from the fire. To others, show mercy, mixed with fear, hating even the clothing stained by corrupted flesh. Amen. Now, going back to the epistle of Paul written to Philemon, I'll say this: it was on the basis of Christ-like mindedness that Paul was calling on Philemon to accept Onesimus. Amen.